Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, one and all. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to CrowCast, episode 64. Joining us very shortly is frontman of rock band Holding Absence, Mr. Lucas Woodland. How are you, Ronno?
I am fine. I
I
am
know
missing the
exactly who you are.
football. What? Yeah.
I know exactly who you are because I saw you about an hour ago.
Yes, I'm great, but I'm great. It's been a great day.
Yeah.
Getting ready, as we know, we'll have a chat about that now, and the football's on in the background. Yeah. So it's mad, like, because obviously when we started doing this, there was all sorts of new programs coming on, etc. But I never thought we'd be doing CrowCast when the Euros are on, because I'm like, oh no.
I know, man. I know. France and Germany on as well. Big game.
Yeah, man. I don't want to talk too much about football because I know everybody isn't a football fan, but it's been great. But to see it back on and to just really get into that atmosphere of it, we've made our own atmosphere. We went out the other day for a couple of beers, watched Wales, and I just love it. I love that whole spirit of it. Like, since we were kids, man. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's World Cup, Euros, I just absolutely love that. Like,
Yeah. We missed it, but don't we? That live football, it's incredible. Like, just grew up with it,
yeah,
didn't we? You
man.
know what I mean? We always kicked the ball about in school and whatever. So it's just,
Yeah.
with no football, it felt strange. But yeah. Let's not talk too much about football.
Not too much, but it is on in the background. And yeah, good luck to everybody involved. But yeah, it's been a mental week. We'll start off by saying thank you to everybody who went out for Record Store Day. Incredible.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe, because it's the first time we've ever been part of something like that. And I
Hmm.
couldn't believe how many photos I've seen of people queuing from like 5-6 o'clock in the morning, mate.
Unbelievable. And before we go any further, shout out to the amazing members in our Crow family because people were queuing up, as you said, Ron, got out early to queue up. Some were queuing up for like 5 hours and finally get to the counter and the record's gone.
Yeah.
But then it's some amazing people in the Crow family that bought extra copies, or researching where you can get the copies from. So watching everybody kind of network within the fan page has been absolutely incredible. They're thinking of others. So who you are, what you've been doing. Just thank you from us and the other members of the Crow family because it's it's really touching. It's amazing.
Well, speaking of Crow family, I'm going to bring up a couple of comments and snapshots
Yep.
that we managed to grab from the fan page if you want to read them out. I haven't got everybody. I'm really sorry. And echoing what Shane said, it's been incredible to see the sourcing across like Germany, Denmark onwards. So if I bring a couple up, if you want to read them out, Shane.
Awesome. James Goldsmith. Yes, got my hands on a 7-inch plum. It was like being a teenager again. I can feel it in my plums. It is, boy. I can feel it in my plums.
There
Carly
we go.
Beckwell, one copy left. Just for moi. Thank you, Cult Hero Records in Brighton. Helen Roberts, successful record store day in Carmarthen. Look at that. The beer, the t-shirt,
Ooh, that
the
hole over
bag.
there. Oh, that's a great one.
Ooh.
Whoa.
And the 7-inch. Emma Ashcroft, what a manic day. After trying and failing with the actual record stores this morning, I spent hours searching online and managed to bag not one, but two of these beauties. I'm not greedy. The second one's for Donna Morgan. It's brilliant. A lot of people
Love
are
that.
happy with their 7-inch. A lot of people happy with their 7-inch. Last copy, Spillers.
Dude.
Carly, the kindness of the Crows fans. Yeah, after 45 minutes of queuing in a very chilly street in Frome, I spotted that Rob Evans had posted that he was in the same queue as me, but quite a bit further ahead. So I asked him to let me know if there were any Crows vinyls left. Next thing I know, he comes out basically with a 7-inch, a purple 7-inch, which obviously made Carly blush and said, "Here's a record as well." Just joking.
Couple more.
It's even brighter. Look through the window.
It is. Look at that. Dude, it's glowing.
Julie's got one quick lunch break to play this after 4 hours of queuing on Saturday morning. With a disappointment at the end, was lucky to find it online in Wiltshire. Amazing, brilliant.
Wow. And last one.
Dagmar Allen, CrowCast day today, and there was a Crow delivery waiting for me when I got back home. A little piece of today's happiness in the form of a plum 7-inch. It's so damn special, brilliant. So happy, Dagmar, you go on. I'm hoping that you guys are finding them. There's still people putting up on the fan page where you can get them from. Abroad, some of these places, but yeah, still look, they're still out there. And thank you for everybody that's just been so generous, really, you know.
It was fab, man, and like I said, really honoured to be part of it. Never been part of anything like that before, and it was just really, really cool to see photos or see everybody all around the country. Like I said, just queuing, man. It was just like it's just took me back to, you know, I love music. I love I like that in my hands, like where you used to look through, as we've talked about, the artwork, the credits, and it was just fantastic to see everybody going out to get their collectibles, and they are the one-offs, like, you know. So loads of people that we are messaging, but they're sorry for anybody we left out. We showed as many as we could. We had more great news this week as well. We are going full Game of Thrones, and we're gonna headline a castle. Oh, can't wait for that. Can't wait for that.
Castle. Yeah. Incredible response straight away off the bat. There was a couple of issues. We believe we only found this afterwards. We only found it out recently. Where Derek's was selling them for a more expensive price than somewhere else. The minute we heard about that, we weren't happy with that, but that's really nothing to do with us. But as soon as we found out, we put a different ticket link up. But apparently Derek's now has actually brought the price down on his, because apparently the link that we put up, the Castle Rock one, has only got limited tickets. So if you do want tickets to come, Derek's is another link to get your ticket. But now he is falling in line with what everybody else is doing, ticket price wise. But we were not happy when we found that out. I know I wasn't. I was devastated, to be quite honest. But but now you can, all those sort of I think it was £8 delivery to have the tickets delivered. That is now gone. So anybody that wants tickets, now those ticket prices are in line to what everybody else is selling with. So just for you all to know.
Yes, mate, and it's a cracking bill. I mean, you look at that, we're joined by Mason Hill, Florence Black, Tribeless, and James Nicole Gunn. It's Thursday, August the 11th, 2022. This will sell out. I ain't doing a sales pitch, guys. That bill is fantastic. Some brilliant rock bands around the country. A few Welsh ones, obviously. But yes, an exciting bill. We love that, don't we? We love playing, and we love bands going on before us. So we're going to really rip it apart, like, you know, gets us going, makes us up our game, like, you know.
Yeah, 100%. But it's just gonna be exciting night in the castle. You know, we are Welsh, we are Celtic, so you know, really fit in.
Yeah, and like I said, not overselling it. I think it's over half gone now. So genuinely, if you're half thinking about it, I'd get the tickets and just make sure you're there. Like, you know, like I said, I can't wait to see you running around the top of that peak, but there, or maybe up a bit of abseiling, or
up on the turret, like, why not? I'll give it a go, but
there's definitely a story in there. So, and there's loads more news. Obviously, everybody knows what's coming up this week, so we'll catch up with the boys later. But shall we have a guest?
Hey, let's do so. Hey, but before we do, oh God, what have I done here now? Yeah, before we do, let's see the man Lucas Woodland in action with his band Holding Absence. Check this out, guys.
Is it beyond belief that I could ever feel? There's so much more to it all. You've got infinity and you offer it all. I know I'm out of sight, but am I out of mind? And when I close my eyes, the dream I see you in the afterlife. I know I'm out of sight. During this pain
Epic tunes. Crow family, please welcome the frontman of Holding Absence, Mr. Lucas Woodland.
Hey, how's it going, boys?
How's it going,
Yo.
buddy?
Yeah, it was a pretty cool intro, wasn't it? I wish that I played every time I walked into a room. I feel a lot cooler. How's it going, UK?
We're good, thank you, buddy. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm holding up. I'm sun's shining in Cardiff, so yeah, I've been worse. Yeah.
Good to hear it, buddy. Hey, some cracking tunes on this new album, brother. Oh,
Thank you, man. Appreciate you checking it out, bro. Yeah, thank you.
it's so good. I mean, that was just a couple of samples there of the album, but should we dig straight into it? This album, bud, right?
Yeah,
Is so no, it is, dude. It's like so atmospheric. You know, I was listening to a bike ride. I went on a bike ride a couple of days ago and just stuck it on, and I was lost in it, bud. You know, so much so that I hit a tree. Genuine now. Hit a tree. There was a
Hopefully not
branch.
too much.
There was no. It was quite dark, but I was in a country lane, and it was like the tree branch had come over the road. Good job I was wearing an helmet. Like it just kind of hit me on a bounce, like in the 5 head. But
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
good.
First
I
of
was
all.
lost. No, I was lost in the album, dude. It's strange, but it's like there's a lot of tracks on there that they're quite long. They're almost like a journey. Do you know what I mean? It's not just
Thank
like
you,
your 3.5 minute, 4 minute track. There's like epic tunes and feelings and stuff.
Thank you, man. Yeah, and I feel like, you know, when you write music, you always try and, or I guess for me anyway, when I try and achieve something, or creatively, I try and describe it with a few words. You know, if you want it to be epic and atmospheric and intense, let's do it. You know, and I think with Holding Absence, it's very much like those are the words we use. You know, we don't use the words heavy too often, or we don't use, there's so many different ways to describe a vision and then try and achieve it. But it's so cool to hear that kind of translates, yeah, man. And it's been out for like a couple months now, which is crazy because obviously being fellow musicians in the pandemic, it is a very skewed version of reality, really, So the fact that it's been out for 2 months and we're yet to play any of those songs live, it is a bit weird. So I'm grateful anytime anyone reminds me that it's any good. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. So, but you've had a chance to jam with the boys?
Yeah, we've been practicing crazy, to be honest, man. Like, because, obviously being a vocalist yourself, I very much had the what if I can't sing anymore thing. Because, I mean, and the thing is I sing in my day-to-day life, of course, but it's just different up there, you know what I mean? So yeah, we've been practicing pretty much twice a week for the last month or so, obviously getting ready for the big weekend this weekend coming. So
what's happening this weekend?
Don't know, a couple of Welsh boys causing havoc in the field, I reckon. Bouncing for it.
Brilliant, bud. I mean, you're talking about your voice, like you're saying about you don't describe yourself as heavy, but there is this element of like when you shout and when you scream and there is a heaviness in your voice, but it's not like your screamo bands. You know what I mean? It's expressive, it's emotive, it's
thank you. Yeah, for sure.
Powerful, dude.
Thank you, man. Yeah, and I feel like everything I do as a vocalist is very much entrenched in the emotion of things, and I, I'd never want to like. I mean, I'm assuming you guys, I listen to bands where all the vocals are screamed, but for me, it's like, if it's going to come from me as like a screamed heavy kind of vocal, it needs to feel like that inside me. It needs to really like rip out of me. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful that I have that top gear that I can kind of go up to, but yeah, it's very much something that I think I kind of save for the right time, I guess.
We've followed the band now for years, mate. As you know, we're all local. Everybody kind of knows what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
But the one thing I love about this album, personally, this is my opinion, is you can see how the band have evolved. And your artistry is really striking. I mean, I remember how the band, everything was kind of black and white. So you did stand out and the logo and everything that you had going on with that. And then this record, when I started seeing all the promo for this record, it was like a completely different level again. Like you'd shifted, where some bands kind of step up a level, you'd gone through the gearbox, because it just kind of, I don't know, everything shines about this. Echoing what Shane said, there's so many textures with your vocal. the boys, the performances from all the band is phenomenal. I mean, you've got the energy, even when you're soft, there's still energy there. Even when there's aggression, it's just everybody seems to be. Did you feel that when you were writing this record, or was it kind of in the middle of writing this record that this was going to be different? Or
to be honest, man, our debut was quite a tumultuous experience. You know, we had lineup changes, and it was recorded in 2 different sittings. You know, so when you think about that, like archetypal dream scenario of going and recording an album, you know, it's turn up at a studio and lock yourself away for 6 weeks and, you know, and never come out. And then, you know, and then you got this body of work. Whereas with the debut, it was like, we dragging that thing by the end just to over the finish line, you know, and I love that album. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, for this one, I think it was just us without anything to jump over that would ever slow us down in any way. You know, it was a very kind of carefree, creative experience, whereas before there was so much pressure, you know, and you know, you guys have probably learned in your lives, like, you know, I think pressure is the best and worst thing, and it all depends in what context it comes at you, you know. And I'm fortunate that for this one there was no pressure, there was nothing to worry about. It was just concentration. And yeah, man, and like you said as well with the boys, you know, I feel like we really hit a stride on this album, because our band like always knew what it wanted to be, you know, and we've always tried to take inspiration from bands like the Smiths and the Cure and all these kind of awesome like 80s kind of like shoegazy kind of bands and translate it into a bit more of like a modern emo kind of feel. You know, when you think about it, bands like My Bloody Valentine, they were emo before emo existed, you know. Exactly, you know, and for us it was always about marrying this timelessness with this modernity, I suppose. And I think, yeah, this record was just the first time we really hit that sweet spot.
You did that, man, honestly, because like I said, the transition and the artistry, like I said, the whole look, like I know you've gone into color, but even the look of the record, can you tell us a bit about how the record started coming about, the greatest mistake of my life? What was kind of, I don't know, the pinpoint of that? Did you have a theme going into it, or?
Yeah, so, you know, something we've always tried to achieve, and like you've mentioned, the black and white thing, you know, when we started the band, it was a ploy to try and get people's attention and be that black and white band, you know, but it was also a way of saying, like, you know, Joy Division, you know, you look at photos of them, it's like, yeah, it's from the 70s or whatever, but yeah. I like the idea of being able to see a photo of a band from now and it being in black and white. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? As long as the music's good and timeless, that's kind of the point. So we really like the idea of having this kind of timeless vibe through the black and white. And then we just knew after 4 years, man, we just had to leave it behind. It was just constricting us, you know, at that point. It was just, God, every post was just oddly now becoming emotionless because it was just black and white everything, you know. And then it was like, so how do we get a timeless vibe and go into color at the same time, you know? So it was kind of like a bit of a juggling act. But the main moment was in my personal life. My grandmother basically told me, and you might have heard this story because I've told this story a million times, but my grandmother essentially told me that my great uncle in like the maybe 1950s or something had recorded a song of him singing a cover on like a 7-inch or whatever. And like, and that blew my mind because it was always like, you know, I was always the first musician in my kind of family line, I guess, you know. And the song was a song called The Greatest Mistake of My Life, written by Gracie Fields in the 1930s. And or the 1920s even, you know, and I found the song and it just felt like, you know, as a musician, you know, I'm very driven by my family because I find pride is such an important driving force. You know, I want to make people proud as much as anything, you know, and having this seep down to me through honestly nearly 100 years of my family line, you know, and still be kind of relevant. And now, meanwhile, I'm trying to find timeless relevance in my music. I was like, man, like this just feels like the key. And we named the record and we went from there. And, you know, personally, I always name the songs and then work backwards. You know, I'll always come up with, you know, Your Love Has Ruined My Life, for example. That was a title. And then I thought, why has this person's love ruined this other person's life? You know, and really gone backwards on a lyrical level. And I'm doing that for a whole album was just so compelling because it was like, you know, am I doing right by the vision, you know?
Yeah,
And it's as simple as just saying, what is the vision? The vision is the greatest mistake of my life, you know, and then trusting yourself to do right by it, I suppose.
yeah. It's amazing, dude. The track, The Greatest Mistake of My Life, when I heard it, I was so disappointed there wasn't more to it.
I know,
Like,
everybody says that.
oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, I know, man.
it's just captured. Obviously, you know, it's got the vinyl you know, the sounds in the back, the crackling of the vinyl, and as you said, that music back then, the way it was written, the chord
Oh, dude.
progression,
Oh, man.
mate, did it
Yeah,
me
and
right
like,
there. I
yeah,
was
and
like, I
I
love
remember
this.
I remember learning that and just being like, oh, he goes to the minor there, you know, and
Yeah,
then like, you know, and it's like the thing is you can't even really write music like that anymore without sounding kind of weird, you know? Like it is actually
all
interesting
the time.
how, yeah, because yeah, for sure, man. So but you know, I feel like with that track specifically, it was so short because we always viewed that as, you know, when you go to the cinema, you don't spend as much time watching the end credits as you do the fight scene. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
don't. For us, that was the curtain shut. You know, the credits rolling. Time to kind of get up and talk to your friends about what you thought of the film. You know, it was that for me. It was more about allowing the listener to have maybe 2 minutes of kind of introspection at the end of what is quite a long record.
It was literally, for me, it was like, it's a perfect send off. It's almost like a love letter. Do you know what I mean? An old fashioned love letter, just saying end of album. There's your talk. Now go and discuss. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And I honestly, but you know, I've heard this. I've said in other podcasts when we've had other bands on, when there's like either an interlude or an introduction sort of into an album, they do like a short piece of music. And I've said like, oh, I wish it was longer, but I totally got this like as a send off, as a
thank you.
This is the end of the album, so it made perfect sense. But a lovely work, dude. I mean, you know, the whole context of the album, what it's saying, and to send it off like that, dude. Congrats, you nailed that. Fair play.
Thank you very much, bro. Appreciate
What's your favorite song on the record, dude?
It's a tough one, and it's a question I always ask other people because I love. You know, for me, it's like my favorite albums of all time. I've got a favorite song on every one. But I do think, you know, you'll understand how this is so, it's just different because it's like you have an emotional connection with the experience and the product, you know? So for me, it's like, I love Morning Song, you know, for me to have written a 7-minute long song that doesn't specifically grieve anybody in my life, but kind of encapsulates the grief of everybody I've ever lost in my life, you know, and taking all those accumulated experiences and kind of putting them together and being able to make something that now I've been told means the world to people because it connects them to specific people that they've lost in their life. You know, like to me, man, that's just like, you know, music is art and it's creation and it's catharsis. And I think having that experience yourself and then being able to watch somebody else experience it in such a sensitive way in their own space, that's just like the dream, you know?
Yeah. Does it change? I know you're talking about your favorite songs and stuff there, but as a vocalist, what's your favorite song to sing?
It's definitely not Afterlife.
It is different. It's funny though, because I get asked that all the time, and it's people, I just say a similar sort of thing, because you talk about like Kingdom of Dust, for example, because I'm tied in with the emotion, so I know exactly what you're talking about. But then to sing, my favorite song to sing, it's a different thing altogether. It's almost like
I guess it's kind of the meaning of something, and then the energy of performing it. You know, that's just a different thing completely. Yeah. But we'll have to find out on Friday which one's my favorite to play.
So is that, we said Afterlife? Is it because it's difficult to sing, or why did you?
It's nasty, man. Yeah, it's really high. Yeah, I've got a high voice, but Jesus Christ, it's just like it doesn't stop. That's the issue. You know,
yes.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Because I had to go singing it on the way home from rehearsal today.
Dude, save yourself. I wish I could pass that one off to someone else to sing forever, because it is a nightmare. But to be fair, man, you know, I've felt this way about so many songs that I've written in my life, and I've ended up 100 shows later not even really thinking about it anymore, you know? So you know, I'll be all right with it someday.
Yeah. Another one of my favorites on the record, but In Circles, what a great melody.
Thank you, man.
when the piano comes in and just highlights the melody and stuff. That works, dude.
That was a really special song to write because we knew it was basically I heard somewhere you know the musical Hamilton, you know and the guy who kind of wrote all the music for that, he quoted a classical composer, and he basically said content dictates form, and basically that means that whatever you're singing about should influence how you sing it, you know what I mean? So and I know it sounds dumb, but if you're angry, it should sound angry. It'll kind of add up, you know. And basically that was very much the case within Circles. It was this song about monotony and just like how, I guess, boring and cyclical life can be sometimes. And but basically with the song we I know it. But basically with the song we did it to sound cyclical, you know, like that song has only got maybe like 2 or 3 hooks, but we use those hooks over and over, you know, in as many subtle ways as possible, I guess. Yeah. So but yeah, thank you, man, because I love that song.
Yeah, it's a beauty. Fair play. So how many are you going to do? Pretty much the majority of your set for download? Is this going to be the album?
We've tried to stray away from that because, you know, I mean, as much as anything, you know, it's like you want to make sure you're reading the room. I don't want to forget that I'm playing a festival, even though it's been 18 months. I want to play every song I've ever written, like, you know, but you know, you've got to serve the kind of the situation really. So I think the set's going to be quite like, you know, pound in and quite consistent really. Because, you know, not so many, I think slow bangers would probably go down a bit less good than maybe more upbeat ones, you know.
Yeah. Has it been exciting jamming it with the boys and working out how they are coming together live? Because I know what it's like in the studio, the same as Shane. You kind of get lost in the process and then you come away from that. And especially you guys, because that was done during the pandemic, is that
right? Yeah, we finished it in February. And then obviously, yeah, man, I mean, it's funny actually, because our bassist, we've got a new bassist who's joined since the album was recorded. And obviously he's turned up and like, he's just got all these songs written for him and he's like playing them. And he's like, hey, you know, and I felt exactly the same way. I felt like somebody else had written these songs for me because it'd been so long between recording and practicing, you know. I mean, we're talking like a year of these songs existing and not touching them really, you know. So, and I'm really grateful for the experience because I, for the first time in my life, got to be quite voyeuristic of my own music. You know, I felt like, honestly, you know exactly how it is when you write a song, you record a song, tour the song, but I'm sick of the song, you know. Whereas with us, it was like we did the point 1 and 2, and then we took a year off, and now we've come back to it, and it feels like kind of my song, but kind of a different version of me's song. And I love that because like I can be quite objective about whether it's good or not. And I'm glad to feel like these songs do hold up, and I'm proud of me now and a year ago, you know?
Yeah. It's a similar vibe for us, but we had obviously an album came out last February, done a tour.
Bro.
And now they just
well, congratulations. I'm glad you got the tour done.
literally.
Just in time.
But, you know, those songs are 16 months old, but they're not live. Do you know what I mean? We haven't performed them once in a few venues, but now they're old.
Man. And then you compare it to the days where you had, you know, for us, I mean, we had 6 songs for 2 years, and I mean, you know, we played those 6 songs in Cardiff, you know, 10 times probably, you know. So it is weird to think that you've only played a song maybe 5 times ever. Whereas before, you'd play that song in the same city 5 times in the same year.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
It's incredible.
It was crazy. When you got all the record together and the theme and everything, was it because we know you've recorded with Dan Weller, is it?
Yeah.
Was that always the aim to record with Dan, or was it just somebody suggested, or
we basically we during the middle of the first record, you know, the guitarist that left was kind of the main songwriter, you know, and like it's very much a psychological game, you know. And if the main songwriter goes, you know, you think to yourself like, we're never going to write a song again, you know. So we went and sat down with Dan and came up with our most successful song, technically still now even, you know, Like a Shadow, and that just changed everything. You know, he brought such a like a perspective and what there he is, the man, the myth. Yeah.
Man.
But you know, everything he stands for in regards to our relationship with him, it just inspires me and it encourages me. And why wouldn't we want to have that experience in the studio as well, capturing these songs, you know? And we're fortunate that he's as good a producer as he is a songwriter, as he is a person as well. So yeah, man, best experience, you know. And if you can find a producer you love working with, that's just like, you know, gold dust, because that's so important, you know.
Oh, yeah, for anybody who doesn't know who's watching as well, I watched the documentary, which was really, really cool.
Thank you, man.
Because like I said, me and Shane, we got into the record, and then when that hit YouTube as well, it gives you a real insight. I don't know, that gave me even more of a connection to the band as well, because you could really see how you guys work together, the buzz that was going on, and how well you work with Dan as well, and those surroundings as well. Like, it was incredible.
Thank you, man. Yeah, because something that we were very, you know, back to the black and white color thing, you know, we knew this band needed a shift, and it was very much unveiling ourselves to our fans, basically, and saying, look, here's, you know, we've always been quite stoic, and we've always been quite, like, you know, po-faced in certain situations, you know, and even then, as a rule, we never acknowledge when we're in the studio. We've never tweeted in the studio now, you know, because it kind of pops the bubble a little bit. But it was nice to be able to kind of say, by the way, when we were in the studio, here's what it looked like, here's how it felt and stuff. And yeah, I'm glad that it came across well as well. I feel like a lot of people enjoyed watching that, which is really cool.
It really did, man, because for me, like, watching it, I could just see how the record becomes so personal, and the connection with the band, with the record, and then there's a connection then to the listener.
Yeah, because it's more believable, I guess. Yeah,
because anyone can listen to a band these days. There's so many, as we know, and a lost throwaway. And then, but there was more of that with you guys. Like I said, there's the imagery, the whole essence of it, and then all of a sudden you've got this documentary which just sealed it all together. It was like, wow, that's brilliant. It all makes sense. So when you go back and listen to the record after that again, I don't know, you feel closer to it as well, like, which was really cool from an outsider. Kind of, I don't know, it was just kind of explained without you all explaining things. It was just, it was there, like, you know.
I think a big thing is our music is very personable. You know, we are supposed to believe in these songs, to allow them in, to feel them. And if you can't believe in me as a person, you know, or have any connection with the people in the band, like, how are you supposed to have a connection to the music, you know? So yeah, so that's awesome, man. And I'd love to do it again as well. You know, I feel like, you know, you try things in being in a band, you know, you'll try this, you'll try that, and sometimes it sucks. Another time it works, you know, and luckily I feel like it was a great thing I'd love to do again.
Well, there we go. The link is there. The link is there in the comments for anybody who wants to have a look later on, obviously, after this.
Yeah, don't go. I'm clicking off yet.
Off now. Lucas is still with us, man. But yeah, we've had him, man. We're like, obviously this is 64 weeks of doing this, trying to kind of do something during a pandemic, keep active. And it is a little bit brave, because a lot of bands like to keep I don't know, that persona, the old school of, like, when we all grew up.
Man.
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's what I love now by a lot of bands, whether they're doing Patreon or they're kind of giving more of an insight, because I do believe you have to these days.
Yeah. I think
the connection has to be there more.
The industry has changed so much that you know, I don't want to word it like, and it'll sound sad, you know, but like, you do have to just put everything on display at this point. You know, you really have to kind of, back in the day, a good song was good enough, you know, but now a good song isn't good enough, you know. And I think, you know, I personally have a Patreon, and I've had it for probably roughly similar time to how you guys have been doing the podcast, you know, is like, I think I'm probably on about like maybe 70 weeks now. And every Monday I do a live stream. I do you know, we chat, they request songs, and I'll jam whatever I can, or we'll do like a lyrical breakthrough or whatever, or breakdown, or whatever. And like, I just, you know, it's only like 30 people or so, but it's like, for this past year, I've had such a special connection with the people who've wanted it, you know. And it's kind of, it is mad that you have to, or you even can, you know, the fact that you know, imagine back in the day, you know, your favorite band play in the same pub every week, and you requesting songs from them or whatever, like that, you know, that would be huge. But the fact that you even can is big enough. But yeah, but I want to say as well, congrats to you guys for for doing something super cool. And obviously you're both like naturally very good at it as well. You know, I feel like I'd hate for you guys to stop doing this after the pandemic, you know. So
Well, go back and have a look at episode 1.
It does get harder, man. I mean, a lot of people warned us, how are you going to carry it forward and stuff? And obviously, you know, the week you're having, we know we're going through it as well. You're preparing for a massive gig. You know what I mean? It's here upon us, like, and then you are trying to kind of now fit how you've evolved as well.
Yeah,
so,
that's a really good point, because you're trying to juggle your old self with your new self, you know. And I guess back to the Patreon thing on my end, I'm like, I don't want to stop doing my Patreon. I love it every week. I catch up with my little gang and we have the best time. But like when we tour, it's like I can't really do that anymore, you know. And how does that mean I just sever that whole thing and leave it in the past, or do I try and adapt it and take it with me? And I guess you guys are probably in a similar boat, really, where, you know, when you start doing, you know, 30-day tours or whatever, you know, you could do it on the road maybe, or you could, you know, but like the question, you know, those are questions really, isn't there, you know?
It's beautiful, man, because that's the whole thing. This is the world that we're in now. We love being creative. So
yeah,
this is what, like, myself and Shane, the boys thrive on, management, etc. And that's what we're saying. We're like, you can really think outside the box. I mean, if we were going on the road, even when we bump into you again, we can always be like, oh, wicked, and we can have a proper chat. This has been the building block of almost forming relationships with people like we would backstage in a festival. Hey, Lucas, how you doing,
man? Yeah, like the fact that
brilliant, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And the fact that I've never met, I don't think I've met either of you guys, you know, and like, how, you know, in the last year, how would I have not, or in the last 2 years, you know, surely, dude, I've worked in fuel for the last 7 years. Like I would have bumped into you guys, I imagine, at least once in the last 18 months, you know what I mean? So like, it is weird, but like you said, you know, it's very much about kind of just learning how to be a hybrid and taking it all on, you know.
Yeah, and changing that. And that's what I find exciting, because you can kind of, these days as well, with technology, you can sit down backstage, you can go anywhere, go over somebody's house, you know, hopefully in the near future, and really sit down and have a different approach to it. Like, you know, whether it's audio or like with you're doing with the Patreon, or you go on every so often live, or so yeah, there's loads of ways to carry it forward. It's great that you've been so active as well, and I commend anybody who've tried to be active. That's the
dude, same, because it's been so hard. I just
can't keep still, man. I'm just out going nuts, like, do you know what I mean?
And I think I don't know where you guys stand with this, but on my end, it's like one of the hardest things has actually been being optimistic and trying new things, and then being quite a generally like anxious, introverted person for the most part. It's like there's been weeks where I've not wanted to do that Patreon stream because I've just been like depressed as hell and I just want to hide, you know. But it's like, it's trying to say to the world, like, I want it all, but also then like trying to allow yourself to want nothing every now and then, you know, and trying to find that midpoint between being incredibly outgoing, but also reserving the right to just have a day off. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Is there anything else, Bud, you do like hobby wise other than music, or is it just full on?
I do. It's kind of a weird hobby, but I grew up reading comics. Like I am obsessed with comic books, and you know, they're my media form. You know what I mean? Like I love films, I enjoy books, but like comics was always my thing. And at the beginning of the pandemic, I just told myself, like, it started off as a book, but I just started writing like a really big comic script, you know, and I'm like 60,000 words in now, you know, and I'm loving every second of it. I can't draw, you know what I mean? Like I can't draw for you know, for toffee, but like I just love the creativity, you know, and I'll sit there for sometimes like 10 hours with just like ambient music playing, and I'll be exploring these characters I've come up with that nobody knows exist, you know, and their relationships with each other and how they, you know, and just trying to, I guess, trying to find like, I guess, art in storytelling now, which is something that's really interesting, and I'd love for it to become something someday, you know. But that's very much a tomorrow thing. But does
that ever overflow into music? Is it you take a concept, take an idea, and then that'd be great in sort of music form? And
I think, like, you know, because you can sing about anything as long as you are respectful of the nuance of emotion, you know. So say, for example, you know, you're writing a story about an alien and the alien kills this, I don't know, this thing, and like, you know, how does this dead person's child feel, you know what I mean? And then you could write a whole song about grief, you know. And I think, like, you know, I personally, it's never really seeped in too much, but I think just always being like alert and kind of like, I don't know, just being on your toes about how emotion is always relevant, you know, and how to highlight that. You know, that's the difference between writing a song about love or writing a song about, you know, two polar bears falling in love, you know, and like it still is real, you know. It might be very, very different, but like, you know, it's there's always a common thread of humanity, I think, at the crux of you know, the English language and the human heart, really.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you discuss that on your Patreon as well?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, like I said, it's very fledgling, so it's very much a Word document that I've just been pillaging for the last 18 months, and I've not shown anybody. But yeah, you know, like I'm really fortunate. Holden Absence fans are just so supportive, man. You know, and like I feel like I could do anything, and they'd always be there for that. And I get asked about the comic every week whenever I do a Q&A or whatever, and it's funny because I've never shown anything. It's just passing comments, really, you know. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that.
That's cool. Very cool.
Someday. Yeah.
So I'm actually looking at the private chat here. Our managers put something in. We were talking about the song "The Greatest Mistake of My Life." We've actually got a clip of this, so it means we've bigged it up so big. Maybe you should play it so we can show.
The greatest mistake of my life, saying goodbye to you. I'm alone and blue, can't believe it's true. I hope you may forgive someday.
I don't even recognize that blonde rascal anymore.
Who was that guy? Who was that guy?
I know.
Dude, I love that. You've really captured. I don't know how many takes you did. What was it a case of? Did you try?
Yeah, it was
piano and then sing, or was it just you wanted to do both together? What was the situation there?
Always wanted it to be a one, maybe not a one mic, but like a one take thing because yeah, man, like I just feel like with an album, because of the sound that we have, you know, it's not synthetic by any stretch, but it's crammed with layers, you know, and like a lot of the time I feel like it's kind of ironic that we're such a human band, but there's so much stuff that isn't human, you know, the epic walls of sound and stuff. So we knew that for that, it was very much about pulling all those gears back down and really just saying like, this is a guy in a room singing a song, you know. But yeah, man, like interestingly, that was the last thing we recorded throughout the whole process. You know, that was the last day. We were actually like, the van was loaded when I played that, you know, so it was kind of like,
wow,
probably left about an hour afterwards, which was really interesting. But I'm self-taught at piano and guitar, to be fair. Like I'm self-taught at all my instruments, but it's like tightrope walking when you do something like that in like a one take, because every little you know, I don't know, fidget on your finger or any small intricacy will get captured, you know. But I'm really, really proud of that.
Yeah, you should be doing, because at the end of the day, that's how they did it back in the day. There was none of this stop multi-tracking, what have you. They just hit record and that's it. And you've definitely captured that, dude, and that vibe. So well done, bro. And if you could find out who sang it with the yellow hair, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll hit him. Oh, man.
Brilliant.
You said you were self-taught, but there, what got you into music, man? I know it's like a generic question, but I genuinely don't know what got you into music, like.
Yeah, my parents were the absolute, I mean, I like, for me, my parents are the coolest people on earth, and I've always been I've been a mum and daddy's boy, you know what I mean? And like, they loved music, and I grew up with music for the Jilted Generation playing throughout the house, and like, I think I just hit a point where I was like, my parents think music's cool, and I think my parents are cool, and music must be cool, and like, I think about the age like 10, maybe 9, I started like getting into music. So like, Maroon 5 songs about Jane, and Ellie Funk by not the White Stripes, I always say that, Black Eyed Peas. Yeah. 2 albums that as a 9-year-old kid, I knew every word to, and I was just enamored by. And then rock and roll came and scooped me up, and then I just never went back from there, man. But yeah, as far as like learning instruments goes, I've never been, I don't know if I've got like a complex where I can't be told what to do, but I'm not very good at like taking things in. I need to like witness them myself. I need to be present while they happen, to believe that that's how you learn things. So reading books was never like a very useful thing for me in terms of like schoolwork and stuff. But yeah, man. And I always say, if anybody ever wanted to sit down and learn an instrument, both my first ever guitar and my first ever piano cost about £100, and I've still got them both now. And it was the time I put in rather than anything else.
Yeah. But your sister's on the album too.
Yeah.
Family. So
yeah,
she sings on Die Alone.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, man. So that was a really interesting one, because I was listening to Under Pressure by Bowie and Queen, which is like one of the best songs ever. Of course, it's just like a timeless classic. And I just remember thinking to myself, I just love to do a duet. I think writing a duet adds such an extra like level of depth to the music, because you've got more than one narrative now. You've got 2 people's side of the coin. So that's, we kind of started working on Die Alone, and I said to myself, I think this is going to be the duet song. And we tried to go for a guest vocalist, and it didn't end up working out. But I'm grateful that it didn't, to be honest, because I feel like that emotional connection, knowing that it's my sister, and the album was named after a song my great uncle covered. It's just like the whole thing is like embroiled in I guess family ties, and it just makes it that bit more special for me.
100%, because that's the first thing I did to check who the singer or the girl singer was.
Yeah, because we don't like credit her at all in a very purposeful way, because it was very much like we didn't want it to be like featuring blah blah blah. It was very much like, it's just a song, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter who's singing on it. It's just, is it good or not?
Yeah. What did she think of that? My name's not even on it.
I know, bless it.
No, but dude, I get it. And it wasn't until, Ryan told us there was your sister. I was like, oh man, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, man. And it's cool because she's a brilliant singer. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was the main thing for me, was like, I didn't want it, it would have been, it could have been weird if I was like, oh, I want my sister to sing a song and she can't sing or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? So I very much, I'm grateful of the fact that it's organically beautiful, because she is a brilliant singer, which is good.
I love it. But I mean, congratulations on the album, bro. I generally think it's brilliant.
Thank you.
And Kerrang have picked up on it as well, dude, which is fantastic. A magazine we grew up obviously buying, like, probably the same as you, and you're not only featured in the magazine, you're on the front cover, dude.
I know, that's the
there he is.
A lot less cool in my pajamas, sat on my couch. But
so what was that? Is that a suit that was yours, or was that what they gave you to wear?
Nah, man. So my girlfriend does like a kind of like a styling kind of side hustle. Like, she's just like freakishly fashionable. Like, it's mad. Like, she leaves the house someday and I'm like, how are you, like, those I've wore those same clothes and I've definitely not made them look as good as you do right now, you know. And like basically, you know, for this record, like I said, you know, we wanted it to feel timeless, we wanted it to feel epic, and I think the clothes were like a really big part of it. And if you look at any promos of us on this album, everything was very thought out. And there we are, me in my red velvet shirt, you know what I mean? But yeah, and basically, to be fair, like that Kerrang photo, the coolest thing about it is like it's actually like two different pieces of clothing. Like those green trousers I had anyway, and my girlfriend just found this green blazer. Like you, that isn't like a piece. Like we managed to find two perfectly green items of clothing and force that. Yeah, but yeah, man, that'll always be the most surreal thing to me ever. And it's funny because I use the analogy a lot of like Tony Stark and Iron Man. You know, like I'm me right now, and that guy sat there crouching over you, looking like a rock star. They're very different people, you know. But it was so cool to be able to capture that, you know.
Yeah, it's a real bucket list moment, dude. And there's a great band. I mean, I've been saying to people about them for ages. Creeper.
Yeah. And
I know you've got that tour coming up as well. That's been announced. Is that right?
Yeah. So that is the doomed tour because the original dates weren't December 2021. They were, I think they were April 2020. Yeah, so that tour has literally been moved, I think 4 times now. But man, yeah, we're ecstatic for that, you know. And Creeper are a brilliant band, and I'm glad you're onto them because I feel like they can be a little bit hit and miss because they're so unashamedly themselves, you know. I think it might scare some people off, but to me, man, it's just
no, I get real like misfits kind of tip-offs and stuff, like where you were on about your band, and there's kind of tip-offs to other artists, whether it be 70s, 80s, wherever. They're exactly the same for me. I know what you mean. They can be hit or miss because I've said it to other people. No, man.
Yeah.
But for me, they just got like an edge, a very cool. There's a coolness to them, like
man.
Unique.
And I gotta say as well, you know, like. You know, growing up with the UK music scene, you know, and like seeing all the bands that come and go, it is its own little universe in a weird way, you know. But like, I'm really glad that like, you know, like Kerrang reading kids of today have a band like Creeper because I think like they are the art school kids in this whole situation. You know what I mean? They're the weird and wonderful band, and I feel like I really would have gravitated towards them if. Well, I still think they're brilliant now, but you know, God, I can only imagine growing up with a band like that. I would have been crazy, you know.
Yeah, man, I'm so glad I think I hit onto them a couple of years ago, and it just gave me that, whoa, what's this? And then
what the hell?
I don't know, I was just very lucky that I yet again I connected with them. They did something, whatever song it was at that point, and I was like, oh, that's really cool, that's really edgy, that's different. And then I started looking into them a bit more, and then obviously I seen you guys land the tour with them. I was like, oh, that's amazing. Like,
yeah, it's cool. We're fortunate as well because we do have quite a crossover kind of following as well. You know, we do kind of achieve quite similar things just through different ways. So yeah, man, I'm bouncing, you know, and it's cool as well. Like, you know, taking I think you actually mentioned earlier when you were saying about the Castle show, which is awesome, by the way, congrats. But like, you know, having bands that inspire you, play with you or before you or after you, that's the coolest thing because that means that it takes you to a level that you could never naturally achieve, you know?
Yeah. We've said that, haven't we, Shane? We love bands playing with us there. You know, even if we get to play with bands, we always want to play with bands as well that we can level up.
And learn from, bro, 100%. Like, man, like this download pilot thing, everybody's gonna, in the best way possible, have a chip on their shoulder. Everybody's gonna be like, I'm the best band this weekend, you know, and I'm gonna prove it, you know. And that's such an important mentality to have because you're never going to climb the ladder if you don't want to, or you're not being inspired to, you know, and having so many cool people, you know, for us, for example, it's like before us on the main stage is Boston Manor, and then it's Neck Deep, and then it's Sleep Token. Well, there we go. Fair play, right? But now, like, you know, all those bands that we view as not just peers, but like, you know, bands that we respect and enjoy, you know, knowing that we're going to not so much be up against them, but alongside them. You know, that's just the kick up the arse you really want to perform like you've never performed before, really.
Yeah, and like you said, you got like Hot Milk on there, and you got Frank Hart and the Rattlesnakes. Like, you know, it's such a cool billing, the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday, because I was really excited. Obviously, you had the same. You had the draft poster and stuff, and I was just
yeah, man.
this
Just
is
looking at it,
wicked.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's so fresh. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
man.
like really cool. It's just different, man, and that's why I think we're super stoked for it, because I don't know. I just think, like you said, everybody's going to go out there with that hunger, and that wanting to get the vibe off the crowd. Like, everyone's going to be working super hard. And to be honest, I think the crowd are just going to be there.
They'd eat shit out of the palm of your hands after the last year. Yeah, man. Nah,
it's like fucking sustain chords out of tune, and they're like,
yeah, man. I'll be one of them as well. Like, there's no shame. I'll be enjoying whatever comes out of those speakers. You guys are on the Saturday, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yet
again, super cool bill, and enter Shikari as well.
Oh man, I love that.
Well, let's see the poster. Let's get the poster.
Come on, it's a bit slower on the Saturday.
It's on a different setting, that's right. But we can talk about that after. What you got a headline tour as well, Lucas? I don't want to lose you. I got to do the business end of it. You got a massive headline tour, which is great. That's been, there we go. There's all the dates for anybody who's looking. You must be super excited for that. And then you're over in Europe then in March. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, man. That's the one. So, like, to be honest, bro, like those shows are way bigger than I thought our band would ever be. You know, like, even like, I don't know. It's so weird having that kind of thing where it's like, that is my band and I'm actually playing those venues, you know? And I felt that way every tour we've ever done, you know, and then we climb up another one and it blows my mind again. So I think that tour is going to just be so special because, you know, the greatest mistake, we would not have toured it. And I love the idea of maybe playing it in full and just really having like a celebration every night in a venue we never thought we'd play every night, you know?
Yeah. They are fantastic venues, and it must be wicked as well watching the production growing as well, and everything around you. The team gets bigger. It's brilliant, dude. I love seeing whether it's fellow Welsh bands or any band do well anyway. And like I said, Kerrang have tipped you for the next breakout band that everybody is raving on. It's so well deserved, honestly, and tell the boys that we'll see them as well. So
thank you. Yeah, man, I'm excited. We're here all weekend for download as well. We're actually staying for the whole 3 days. So 100% be nice to fist bump you. I can give you a big hug or something. You know, we can do anything.
We'll be tested. It's no restrictions. It's a test pilot. So they'll be definitely hugging, man.
But yeah, bro. No, and thank you, man. You know, I'm bad at taking compliments. You know what I mean? But no, I'm so grateful for just any of the support we've been having. To be honest, you know. So.
Lucas, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, bro. Live music is back, and we'll see you this weekend, bro, at Download.
Bouncing, man. Yeah, boy. You know, I in it, like, we were on the 2021, and then we were on the 2021 one, and then it got cancelled, and we were like, oh, I'm gonna have to wait 2 years, and then this slid it back in, and it's like, yes. So man. But can't wait.
Magic, dude. Thank you so much for your time, brother.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We'll see you on the weekend.
Awesome. Yeah, look after yourselves. See you soon.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Take care, Lucas.
Try, man. Oh, do I leave? What we said?
Brilliant.
Oh, man, that was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Honestly, one of my favorite podcasts as well, because he's so creative, as we both know. Even like backstage earlier, I could have probably spoken to him an hour longer than, you know, but like for anybody watching, we would have had Lucas on even longer, but everybody's kind of working towards this massive event, humongous event on the weekend, which is really important for other events as well, other festivals. Just a great guest, mate.
Yeah, man, full of energy, full of life, knows what he's doing. Great chat. Fair play to him. It'll be great to see him now on the weekend, but have a cutch, as we say in Wales.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Before we bring in the boys and we can have a chat about the episode and stuff like that, maybe we should shift gears. So this week as well, which we didn't say at the top of the show, there was the whole Planet Rocks, the Rocks, yeah?
Ah, yes. I was wondering where we're going, and I forgot about this.
I forgot about the segue. I'm right on the segue. Well, no, we'll pick back up on Lucas because obviously the boys know him as well, and that'll be a great chat. We can bring up some of the links, but there was news that we missed out at the top of the show, like I said, and there was a performance during that award ceremony that a lot of people kind of spoke about on the socials.
Yes, well, obviously we did Set in Stone, an acoustic version down in Cardiff, in Music Box. I sent over the Planet Rock Awards. So I think we're going to play that now for everybody that hasn't seen it.
Yes, very special treat. This is Set in Stone Acoustic.
Your time and breath for me. Your darkest secret leaves a trail. No retreat to run away. Cast no shadow. Do I get a say? What's done is done, but you can change your place. Still settle. Can't stand yourself, hard as metal. Yeah, I got the feel, but feel so numb. Screaming silence, not the only one. Shape your fate, but you can change your pace.
Hey,
What's
boys,
up?
man. Bloody marvellous, man.
Making music again, boys.
Yeah.
Like the old
Yeah.
days. Like the old days.
Fantastic. We were saying earlier, I was all just getting a bit excited now. You know, we're back in rehearsals, pre-production all today. Gig on the weekend, able to do that lovely video over there as well for Planet Rocks. Great to hear it tonight. You buzzing about that, Dave?
Oh, yeah. Of course I bloody am. What a silly question.
He's with the program, Ron. He's with the program.
Yeah.
There we are. There we are.
Dickhead.
I'm in the zone. I am in the zone.
What fucking zone is that? God knows.
Yeah.
Oh,
The one where you get
God,
fined in London.
get with the program. What about you, Shiner? Can I have something sensible from you, son?
Yes, I am, but I'm looking forward to it because you know over the 18 months we've been doing this thing, all I've harped on about is playing live, and on the weekend I finally get to do it.
Yes, and that's why I should have come to you first.
Yes,
because that's what it's all about, isn't it? I will come to you first from now on, Shane.
yes.
You set him up, Ron, and then Dave just took a swing at you like you're nothing, like a backhander.
Yeah. I genuinely thought I was going to go to Lloyd, and then I was like, no, I'll go to Dave first. He's going to want to talk about this. He's excited. He's going to want to talk about being in the room. But no. But hey, Shane, summed it up, son. You know, so long kind of, like I said, doing this, trying to do everything. And then all of a sudden we're back in a room being creative. It's lush in there, like.
Yes, nothing is going to stop this from happening. It's going to be incredible.
Well, it's funny that because, you know, listening to Boris talk about how it's going to be another 4 weeks, if this wasn't a pilot, you know what I mean?
Be gone.
I don't know. It's like, so it will happen because it is a pilot, and thank God it is, because we probably wouldn't otherwise. Wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
Well, to be honest, but if he cancelled the weekend, I was going to down the street to sort him out.
You were you?
Yeah. I was like, enough's enough.
Bobby knock, yeah.
I love it. I love
Taking
it. But
Dave
do you
with
enjoy
me,
the episode, Lloyd? Because I know you go back with Old in Absence as well. And
Yeah, man. I mean, I've known Lucas since the days he was in Falling with Style. I mean, if I'm honest, as a personality, he hasn't changed one bit. He's a fucking great guy. Like, he's a really nice guy. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see him doing so well, and they're Welsh, so you know, he's a good guy, man, and a good bunch of boys. Got a great album, and like I said, it's just good to see him doing so well, and it's nice. They're reaping what they sowed. You know what I mean? Which is it's well deserved.
Working incredibly hard, and I loved it. Like I said, I could speak to him for ages, man. We didn't even get into the football side of stuff, and it's just great. Like I said, he's just full of energy, so enthusiastic. I think I learned more words with him being on tonight. That's why
there was some big hitters on the Scrabble board, wasn't it? Fair
play. He's on my team, let me tell you. I'm claiming him.
I got a real Freddie Mercury Queen. It gave me shivers, man, watching that video of him on the piano.
Oh,
it reminded me of you know that song he sung to Freddie sung to Mary on the Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah,
and Love of My Life, that vibe. Yeah, it's
I had that. I thought, ooh, this is nice. Like, fair play to him.
Yeah, right, talented lad, isn't he? He's a talented lad.
Yeah, man. So
you boys, you know.
You boys all excited. We've all been in the room. We've been talking about it constantly. For anybody who doesn't know, here are the stage times for Saturday. This is the big one. This is Download Fest. Isn't it, Lloyd? There he is. There's Lloyd.
Yeah, my makeup look, that
guy. We are on at 10 to 5 Saturday. Cracking bill, like I said, and I just can't wait, boys. Genuinely can't wait. You know, it's hard because we used to do these and we'd go around and see how everyone feels, but we've all been in a room together all the time at the moment, and we're just like super buzzed for it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Fuck,
That's the
fucking erupt on that stage. I'm gonna erupt.
Erupt to you.
Erupt.
Hey, that's 7 points there on the Scrabble board.
All right.
Should we have some birthdays, Shane?
Let's have some birthdays. Hi, Crows. Could you please wish our, I hope I'm saying this right now, unless it's a spelling error, Geordie Mara. Could you please wish our Geordie Mara, Trev Edwards, a very happy birthday for Thursday the 17th, and we'll see him and Eileen at Rockwich. That's from Angie and Steve Parrish. Happy birthday, Trev!
Happy birthday, Trev!
Happy birthday, son.
I wonder if that's the sound guy. I wonder if that's the sound guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Trev.
Oh, Trev, yeah.
Oh,
from
from
Leeds.
Leeds, right, Trev.
Yeah.
I'm the one that got his car and drove home.
Yeah, unbroken toe. If you're there, you know what I'm talking about.
That's it, aye.
Stefan
You put-
Davis,
you
it
put
was
a
his
fucking
birthday
in it.
yesterday. Happy birthday, Stefan. Hope you had a good
Happy
day, bud.
birthday!
Joe Wright, it was also her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Joe.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Birthday, Joe.
Another birthday celebration for yesterday. Lauren Prince. Happy birthday, Lauren.
Happy
birthday,
birthday!
Lauren.
And one more birthday yesterday. Darren Griffiths, the legend that is. It was his birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Darren.
Birthday,
Down in download.
I'm not sure because I don't know if Planet Rock are there. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of all announced really like short notice and stuff. So
Yeah.
just keep an eye on the socials and stuff. We'll have to hit him up about that as well, like, you know.
Yeah. On to the birthdays for today. Happy birthday, Sam Hatt. Hope you had a good day, bud.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Happy
Birthday,
birthday,
Sam.
Sam.
Happy birthday to Spanner McCann. It's your birthday today, bud. Happy birthday, Spanner.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bud.
Harriet Breeze. Hi, Shane. At the 11th hour, I remembered I need to do a birthday shout out for Rob Evans. Happy birthday for Sunday. We are hoping to go to the aquarium in Plymouth for the day. Lots of love from Harriet. Happy birthday, Rob. Have a good day, bud.
Happy birthday, Rob.
Hey.
The aquarium. And that's all the birthdays.
There we are, man.
Do you want to announce about the t-shirt, Shane?
Yes, good news, Crow family. The CrowCast t-shirt, there it is in all its glory. We are having them imminent. It should be tomorrow or maybe the next day. So we're going to hopefully try and get out as many as we can before download. Obviously, we've got a busy weekend, but we'll try our best to get a few out before download. But they should be with you next week because they're coming in. That's brilliant news.
Lovely.
What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line?
And the lyric is, jealousy tore you open wide. Jealousy tore you open wide. What's the next line? Go. I'll tell her the prize after because I got to go and get it.
That's what she said.
Ooh, perfect. While we're waiting for a winner,
The best music all day long. Crow Radio.
Crow Radio. Available now via Those Damn Crows Spotify page. Don't forget to click the green heart.
Motherfucking Crow Radio, motherfuckers. Let me just get it up on my screen. Here we go. This week, our Crow Radio is all the bands, some of the bands that will be playing download. So it's a download playlist. If you go and you can put it on, get yourself amped up, right?
Is it?
So we're going to start
Is it
with
really?
Nothing by the band A.
I love A.
Yeah.
Good friend.
Liquid by Boston Manor and John Floriani.
That's a tune.
Yes. You Want the Battle. Here's a War. Bullet for My Valentine.
There's the
We
boys.
bumped into earlier.
Good friends.
Poison Heart, Creeper, we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Live Outside, Enter Shikari. My
the one.
Town, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. The Way I Tend to Be, Frank Turner. Animals, The Hurrah. Afterlife by our good friends, Holden Absence. I Just Want to Know What I don't know the rest of the name of that song by Hot Milk. Heartbeat, Jamie Lenman. Two-Way Mirror by Loath. House of Noise by our friends Massive Wagons. In Bloom, Neck Deep. Kill the Power by our Welsh friends Skindred. Bloodsport, Sleep Token. Who Did It by some unknown band called Those Damn Crows. Don't You Feel Amazing, Trash Boat. Free, the Glaswegians, Twin Atlantic. Spit, Wargasm, the UK, Wargasm. Sleep Society by While She Sleeps. And I Want to Go Where the People Go by the Wild Hearts.
Ooh.
There we are. That's your download playlist. Get yourselves all revved up, ready to roll.
I was wondering what you were going to say, Ed.
Yeah.
Good choice of word there.
I
Banging.
genuinely didn't know where he was going to go then.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, for anybody who loves that playlist, what they need to do, Dave?
Click the green heart, press the little downwards facing arrow. Also share it with your download buddies as well. Or if you know someone who's going and you ain't, send them the playlist so they can enjoy it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that this week. A lot of people loved last week's playlist. It just made them chuckle. So they've been sharing them on the socials. So you can also do that as well. Make everybody aware of what we're doing. You know, it's just a tip off to the episode or current things that are happening that week. So yeah, you know, if you love our playlist, feel free to share them. Tell all your friends about them. I loved seeing that this week. It was so many people laughing about it and stuff. And yeah, it was cool. Good vibes, that is. Sorry, Dave, I'm talking over your segment. Carry on.
Yeah, it's just something for us to share with everyone, isn't it? You know, songs we like and are relevant, and you know, share them around and enjoy it. That's what it's for, isn't it?
Yes, exactly that. Exactly that, my friend. It's a great chance to discuss Crow Fitness. This is bittersweet because this is the last one of Crow Fitness. Annie has done a smashing job. I think we'll all agree there, boys. Massive thanks to Annie. The effort she's put into it, everything she does with the Crow Fitness page, which we'll tell you all about in a second. But let me bring up my script. Hang on. Annie has sent this. Did we make it round the globe? Of course we did. It was an exciting few days as we reached the end of our imaginary journey, but but before we give you the final results, let's sit on our virtual beach in Jamaica at the end of the world tour and reflect on what we have achieved. In just over 14 weeks, the Crow Fitness members have clocked up 24,901 miles, the distance around the equator as the crow flies. That's crazy, innit, boys?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done to everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
We turned
That's
that
quite
into a
flabbergasting.
virtual world tour, which wiggled its way from Bridgend through France, Spain, Gibraltar, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Canada, USA, over 15 cities, coast to coast, Mexico, Cuba, and Jamaica.
Know what you did by
Come on.
yourself.
Jamaica.
Hell of a tour, that is. Hell of a tour.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It's been incredible to see the activities come in daily, from high kilometer bike rides to short walks. They all counted. As Wednesday, the 9th of June dawned last week, there were only 2 people in it. Catherine Robbins had decided that we would make it around by 12 p.m. that day, and Catherine Pedersen by 2 p.m. Very much in the spirit of Crow Fitness, the activity that took us through our finish line was one of our Crow family who did a short lunchtime walk, and incredibly, it happened between the 2 times. That's mad. It did, however, happen only 21 minutes away from the guess of... Should we have our winner who guessed it right on the Crow Fitness page? There's a drum roll, Dave.
Cheers, please.
Catherine
what.
Pedersen! Congratulations.
Just over India.
Guessed the right answer. Absolutely fantastic. And yet again, brilliant to everybody. Thank you massively to everybody who has taken part or just done anything, like, to be honest. That's what it was all about, just egging each other on, moving more. And it doesn't matter whether you've done a 20-mile run or a 2-second walk outside your door. At least you're moving, like, you know. So I got a little video off Annie, guys. I'm just going to play it quickly for you. It's just a little recap of some of the posts on the page. So here we go.
Success is just a state of mind. Look deep inside instead of find. Are you prepared to cross the line? To claim what's yours, stop wasting time.
Completed it, mate. Love it.
Well done, everybody. I tell you what, some of those maps looked like they had 7 inches on them, didn't they?
Those plums, boy.
We want to see those plums.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Incredible work.
Catherine, if you contact the Facebook page, we'll let you know what you've won for guessing right. And yet again, you know, it was a bit of fun, guys, but the main thing was everybody moved. And thank you, Annie. We will sort something nice out for you as well. It's been brilliant. It's been challenging reading out your scripts weekly. And it's been a laugh. So thank you very, very, very much. I think I've got better with my reading, boys.
Well, if you say so.
Kilometer.
Whatever. Absolutely incredible. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Crow family. Might as well go round again now, innit?
Yeah.
Let's go round again.
Start again, innit? Yeah.
Oh, we got another month. Can we do it in a month?
Turn back the hands of time.
Outstanding. Right. There was a winner for What's the Next Line, which was about 20 minutes ago. So the lyric was jealousy tore you open wide. And the lyric that followed was reveals the light inside you's died. And the winner was... Now, put it up. There it is. Elisa Adams reveals the light inside you's died. Congratulations, Elisa. I hope I'm saying your name right.
Well done.
Great work.
And Elisa has won this.
Oh, amazing. Look at that.
Thin Lizzy rock and roll coloring book from the guys from Rock and Roll Coloring.
Chinatown as well. That's a good one. That.
Good album.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So if you get in touch, lovely, send us your address and we'll get out to you in the post ASAP.
That'd be marvellous.
Great, man.
Sorry, Dave. Sorry.
Here we are.
Well done, Chief.
Thank you very much. You can rent the entire country of Liechtenstein for 70 grand.
I've never heard of this country.
Haven't you?
Liechtenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down by France and that, isn't it?
It's a country, is it?
Yeah.
It is, yes.
Yeah, well, we learn, don't we? You learn something new every day.
Albeit a very small one.
country.
Yeah.
Was there people living there?
Yeah. Yes. It's just a country. It's just a very small country, that's all.
But how can you rent a country?
In a country.
Well, I mean, you can't.
You know, you don't own
You
the
can't
people.
actually go and rent it.
Rent the people as well.
It's just
you know,
saying.
rent
It's
every house.
just saying that if you put the average rent on each house in there and you added it all up, that's what it would be for one night. That's how small the country is, you know.
Yeah, Annie's saying, but there, rent it for what?
Big party, you know, like
Fuck, Dave, you don't know that many people, but
A
You know,
7-inch
like,
party. That's what you rent it for.
oh.
7-inch party.
yeah,
bowlers,
7-inch party.
Bring your
go through
plums.
them. No, like Airbnb jobby, where you just go and get a house and do it. Go and get a country, innit?
Yeah.
There we are. They got a football
You rent
team.
a caravan.
They got a football team.
We rent the country.
I think
They never qualify, or do they?
Snoop Dogg once tried to rent the entire country of Liechtenstein for a video shoot. Said no, it's because they didn't give them enough notice.
Oh, there we are. It's an actual thing.
What?
It's an actual thing, then.
Oh, you could take it. We could take 150 people in and just rent it out. That's amazing. Let's do it.
Oh, that'd be a hell of a night, Howard. Can you imagine? Play a gig there as well.
Our own festival, Crow Festival in
Fucking
Liechtenstein.
expensive night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in.
we could do that, couldn't we? Do like go.
That's a good idea. I think that's a brilliant idea.
And we'll do like take a couple of bands with us, obviously part of the bill.
Yeah.
And we'll do like a like a weekend in Liechtenstein. What's it called?
I like that idea. I do like that idea.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Weekend
That's
in
a great idea.
with Liechtenstein.
Well,
Liechtenstein.
No, that's where you live, Ronnie.
for a weekend then.
I knew that was coming as I come out my mouth. Jesus Christ. Little Stein.
There we are. Look, all the Crow family. I'm in. Let's do it. Let's go.
Here we are.
Oh, we could do that. Jesus Christ,
Marvellous.
it's a publicity thing, isn't it? Band rents country
Let me
to
work
put
out
on
the
a
maths.
gig like. Is that just for the day as well, Dave?
No, it's 70 grand a night, bro. So a weekend would be
A weekend would
210
be,
grand. Band bankrupts themselves by renting Liechtenstein.
Hey, what? It's only
Selling
£160 a
tickets.
ticket. No, it's £466 a ticket. But,
That's
you know,
not bad.
It's Liechtenstein. I mean, it's a
For a
once in a
night.
lifetime opportunity here.
Where
It's
is
only
Lich-
about 300 miles away, isn't it?
where's it
No.
to?
I'm sure they do nice beer as well. It looks like they do nice beer.
Fucking hell,
take
Dave.
our own, won't we? We'll just take our own.
Go up to nice beer, Dave.
There we are. Look, you can
Look at
book
that.
it. Book it.
70 grand a night.
Oh, Crows in another castle. Bloody hell.
Jesus, that's incredible.
We'll
All
have
right.
a diet. All of the available is hot sauce and our beer. That's all you can
Yeah.
have.
Oh, God.
That's
Oh, man.
catering.
It'll be a mess. It'll be a hell of a mess.
Yeah.
We have to bring out some more.
It is.
There we are.
I think
Available
we need
now.
to bring out a bog roll as well.
Available now.
Liechtenstein. That's
Yeah.
a pretty cool idea, that isn't it?
A
Rent out
bloody
a
marvellous
country,
idea, that is.
rent out a country, put on a gig, job done. Like,
Well, it'd certainly get heads turning, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, holidays for 466 quid. You know what I mean? Bang in.
Mm.
150.
yeah.
That's all we need.
I wonder if they do a deal as well. If we rented it for 3 days, maybe we get like a day free. You know, chuck in a day if we're going to do 3 on the bob. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if anybody's actually rented.
I wonder
that.
what the checkout time is, check-in and checkout time is in Liechtenstein is. Do you know what I mean? So if it's 70 grand a night, what time
what's
can you
the
check in?
Check
That's what I mean. What is it?
Yeah, can you get that
Check in
extra
from
service
from 3 p.m. and check out? Can we get a late checkout?
like check out for an extra 20 grand or something?
Here's a question for you: is there an airport there, or do you have to get there by boat? Or
No, you got to fly with crows. We just got to.
I think it's landlocked, and I think it's in within mountains and things. So I think you'd have to fly. Yeah,
Well, like a seaplane, or that's a lot of trips.
I have to look
isn't
that up. But I think
Any-
my dad's been there. I think my dad's.
Oh, he
you know,
rented
he's
it, did he?
No, he's done a lot of mounting thing around the Alps and all that kind of stuff. So I think he's.
Well, walking. Is that
Yeah,
the-
well, yeah. I don't know how we got there. In all fairness, I mean, you know me. I don't really listen to what people tell me, but
He probably did tell you, he just forgot.
yeah. It's,
He's like, oh, David.
yeah,
you need
loads
to
of
get
mountains.
the program,
apparently.
dickhead.
Yeah.
I'm still laughing at the fact he said, you know, my dad used to do that thing that they do, you know, around the mountains, walking. yeah, something like that.
Just
isn't it?
wandering around the mountains aimlessly,
Loitering in Liechtenstein.
just pottering about like.
Well, so you can go there on holiday then, or you can go there for a walk. You don't have to rent the place.
Yeah, you just go there, I think, if you wanted to, and check it out. I mean, we'd have to do that anyway as a sort of business trip, wouldn't we, to go and suss it out and, you know, do like a Wayne's World thing where we go and see the guy with the dodgy eye in the thing and
They got a
Okay,
football team as well.
A football pitch or a football team.
The international football team.
Wow.
There's a heliport, but no airport. Thank you, Natalie.
Ah, okay. There we are.
That's
Oh,
great.
That's pricey, isn't it?
Well done,
How much is
Natalie.
that?
Great research. Christ, that's a lot of
Well, that's
trips.
even better. You get the helicopter into the festival. That's proper rock star treatment. That is.
Yeah, but that can only get like 4 or
Fucking
6
bankrupt
hours.
territory, that is, David.
Hey, you charge them for it, innit? Charge them for it. You know, get them spending. Get them spending.
You mortgage your fucking houses, you'll be right.
Yeah.
Get old Derek's music to fucking put the tickets.
I think everyone's been so desperate to get out and do stuff. I think they would. They definitely go for it.
Oh, Grant, high on a hill with a lonely goat. Brilliant.
So there we are. There we are. Interesting, no?
Well, great fact that was. I honestly thought it was bullshit, and I thought there was a punchline. There's the
It's the
team.
boys, man.
The
It's the
boys,
boys.
Yeah, man.
Duh.
Any players there from clubs we might know, anything like that? No.
Aye, Liechtenstein, man.
Yeah, you know, he's that quality player for fucking what? No.
Yeah. Well, number 19, but there's the local carpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the baker, the candlestick maker.
San Marino, innit? They're all like part-time and stuff. So it's got to be one of those deals, innit? Where they're all like, yeah, like a cobbler or a fucking...
Wasn't Heath Ledger in a film? The Knight's Tale or something? Wasn't he from Liechtenstein? Wasn't he from it?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
However you pronounce it.
Liechtenstein.
Anyway.
70 grand. Let's do it. Why not?
Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah, there we are. We'll get that. Get the GoFundMe page, and we're all off to Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein.
Comment.
Try saying that.
Well, it's got a Stein in the word in the thing, so it's a lucky omen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Well, like Frankenstein.
No, like, you know,
What are you doing?
drinking a beer out of a Stein.
Ah, right.
You're having a fit. Again, second one today.
Oh God. Just a reminder, guys. Saturday, for those who are attending the download pilot, we are on a 10 to 5. That's your reminder. We'll post it on the socials as well. And like I said, this was announced as well. We've just been talking about castles. Fantastic bill with the guys from Mason Hill, Florence Brack, Tribeless, James and the Cold Gun. Thursday, August the 11th. The tickets have been amended, as Shane said. It's your chance to see what we're going to do in a castle, because I am excited for that one. But the tickets prices have been amended, as we've said. So get over there. It is very close. It won't take long. It will be sold out, like, you know. So we know it's well over 50% and it's going up by the hour by the look of it. So it's incredible. So yeah, we're looking forward to that one. And yet again, thank you for everybody all week who's been buying the beer and the merch and etc. etc. You can find it all at www.thosedamncrows.com. Everything's there, all in one place, all the links, and they'll take you to what you need. So if you want to check out our new hot sauce or our brand new beer, which has been on keg, God, we had a few of them the other day, didn't we, Shane, on keg? In the Pipeworks in Pontyclean, that was. So I'll give them a massive shout out for that, because I know I think the first keg was gone even before we got there, like, you know, and then we had a good few watching the Wills match, and then other people were buying it. So yes, and we'll give more shout outs to other places who stock it too.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Exactly. You want a massive shout out and a massive plug? Stock our beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, one-liner shiner.
Nice quick one, as we have download to attend, so we gotta go. Time is precious, wasted wisely.
I like it.
All right then, boys. Download it is. Let's go.
Yes,
Absolutely.
let's go.
As
Let's
always,
go.
guys, thank you so much, Crow family. Your support has been incredible this week with the 7-inch plums. We thank you all so much. This has been CrowCast episode 64 with Lucas Woodland from Holding Absence. Join us next week. We'll do it all over again for CrowCast episode 65. Can you believe it? Until next week, Crow family, stay safe and look after each other. Come on, download!
I'm not giving up. I'm not